Welcome to the Top 12 YouTube channel. In this video we talk about the top 12 thriller movies of all time, based on ratings and critics. Number 12, Machinist. Story of Trevor, a machine operator, who has not slept in months. He experiences unusual things at work and home. A strange man follows him everywhere, but no one else seems to notice him. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 77%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.7 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics say, when they started watching the movie, they were high on fever, but when the movie ended, they were on a higher level. Number 11, The Quiet Place. World where huge part of humanity is killed by blind but noise-sensitive creatures. A family must find ways to survive without making any noise. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 95%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.5 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics agree that if people in the movie fart, they are done. Number 10, Zodiac. A mysterious killer is on a killing spree. Robert Graysmith, a cartoonist, tries to obsessively find the killer. He uses his puzzle-solving abilities to get closer to revealing the identity of the killer. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 89%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 7.7 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics say, they were hooked on the edge of the seat until the movie ended. Number 9, The Shutter Island. Teddy Daniels and Chuck Alley, two U.S. Marshals, are sent to an asylum on a remote island to investigate the disappearance of a patient, but Teddy uncovers a shocking truth. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 68%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.1 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics think, after you are done watching this movie, you would wish you could watch it again for the first time. Number 8, The Sixth Sense. A child psychologist starts treating a young boy who has the ability to communicate with dead people. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 86%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.1 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics say, bro, it is very underrated movie. Number 7, Gone Girl. Nick Dunn finds the entire media focus has shifted on him when his wife Amy disappears on the day of their 5th wedding anniversary. He must find a way to prove him innocent. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 87%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.1 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics agree, after watching this movie, they are no longer sad about being single. Number 6, The Handmaiden. With help from an orphan pocket picker, a con man creates an elaborate plan to seduce and rob a woman out of her inheritance. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 95%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.1 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics think this movie is 11 out of 10. Number 5, Dial M for Murder, 1954. After a husband finds out that his wife cheated on him, he makes a plan to kill his wife. But things do not go as planned. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 89%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.2 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics believe it is a classic movie. Number 4, Law Confidential. 3 detectives investigating multiple homicides. While following the evidence and the suspects, the trail leads to corruption in their own department. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 99%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.2 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics say, the only flaw this movie has is, it has an ending. Number 3, The Departed. An undercover agent and a mole constantly try to expose each other in order to save themselves from being exposed, while both try to infiltrate an Irish gang. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 91%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.5 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics think it's a legit movie, filled with legit actors. Number 2, Psycho, 1960. Marian, after stealing money from her employer, disappears. Her lover and sister try to find her but end up at the Bates Motel, where things become mysterious. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 96%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.5 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics explain, according to their mother, you should watch this movie. Number 1, The Silence of the Lamb. An FBI agent gets help from Hannibal Lecter, a psychopathic serial killer and former psychiatrist, to catch another serial killer who has been killing female victims. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 96%. On IMDb, it has a rating of 8.6 out of 10. And on YouTube, critics believe it is one of the greatest movies of all time. Like and subscribe for more videos. And let us know if you agree with our choices.